Hello everyone, welcome to our video. Classifications of sentence by structure. Hope you enjoy the video. First, I would like to introduce all members of Group 4. There is Diwi Anzani, Naifa Azara, and Evelyn Renata. Also, Nizam Flips Wijaya, and the last one is Yoga Kurniawan. First material of this video is simple sentence. Let's get started. A simple sentence expresses a complete thought and can stand alone as a sentence. It does not contain any dependent clauses or additional independent clauses. Characteristics of a simple sentence. One subject and one predicate. Expresses a complete thought, can be short or long. No dependent clauses. Examples of simple sentences. 1. She quickly finished her homework before dinner. 2. I enjoy reading books. 3. Birds fly in the sky. And there is variations in simple sentences. Compound subject. Two or more subjects sharing the same predicate. Example, Tom and Jerry play together. Subjects, Tom, Jerry. Predicate, play together. Compound. Predicate, one subject performing two or more actions. Example, she sings and dances. Subject, she predicates, sings, dances. Compound subject and compound predicate. Example, Sarah and Brian cook and clean. Subjects, Sarah, Brian. Predicates, cook, clean. Even simple sentences are simple. There is common errors with simple sentences. Incomplete sentences. Incorrect, running in the park. Missing subject. Correct, he is running in the park. Run-on sentences. Incorrect, I love gardening, I have many plants. Correct, I love gardening, I have many plants. Two simple sentences. Overuse of simple sentences. Example, I woke up early, I brushed my teeth, I ate breakfast, I went to school, I attended my classes, I talked to my friends, I came home, I did my homework, I ate dinner, I went to bed. The second material is about compound sentences. Let me explain to you. A compound sentence is a sentence that contains two or more independent clauses joined by a coordinating conjunction, for and nor, but, or yet so, a semicolon, or a conjunctive adverb, however, therefore, moreover, etc. Each clause can stand alone as a complete sentence. By using compound sentences, we can add variety to our writing and speech and avoid the repetitive sound of multiple simple sentences. Note: an independent clause is a group of words that has a subject and a predicate and expresses a complete thought. It can stand alone as a complete sentence. Examples of compound sentence. 1. I love gardening, but I don't always have time for it. 2. Max enjoys listening to music. However, he prefers songs with meaningful lyrics. 3. Ben has many plants, and they come in different shapes and sizes. There is 4 ways to join independent clauses in compound sentence. Using a coordinating conjunction, fanboys. Using a semicolon. 3. Using a semicolon with a conjunctive adverb. Using a correlative conjunction. After deciding that two ideas can be combined into a compound sentence, we need to choose how to connect them. We have several options: using a coordinating conjunction, a semicolon, a correlative conjunction, or a conjunctive adverb. Hear me carefully, hear the explanations of each ways. Using a coordinating conjunction, fanboys. There are 7 coordinating conjunctions in English, which can be remembered using the acronym FANBOYS, for, and nor, but, or yet. So, when we join two clauses in a compound sentence with a coordinating conjunction, we must choose the one that best fits the relationship that exists between the two clauses, and don't forget to place a comma, some before the conjunction. For example, she likes jogging and she hogs every morning. I love gardening, but I don't always have time for it. We can go to the park, or we can stay home and relax. Using a semicolon joins two independent clauses without a conjunction when they are closely related. if the two independent clauses are very closely related and the reader has enough information to understand the relationship between them from the context alone, we can join the clauses using a semicolon without a conjunction. For example, she wanted to play tennis. He wanted to play basketball. I made the cake. My sister decorated it. We don't eat meat. We're vegetarians. Using a semicolon with a conjunctive adverb. A conjunctive adverb connects two independent clauses. Use a semicolon before the conjunctive adverb and a comma after it. Some common conjunctive adverbs are moreover, in fact, nevertheless, nonetheless, on the other hand, otherwise, accordingly, as a result, comparatively, while coordinating conjunctions can be used to join words, phrases, or independent clauses. Conjunctive adverbs can only be used to join independent clauses. Conjunctive adverbs are used to indicate a specific relationship between the two independent clauses. For example, I wanted to play Mobile Legends. However, I had too much homework. He enjoys swimming, therefore, he goes to the pool every weekend. Jen hadn't enjoyed the play. As a result, she didn't recommend it. Using a correlative conjunction. Correlative. Conjunctions or paired conjunctions are sets of conjunctions that are always used together. Since they come in pairs, with each conjunction preceding an independent clause, they can join a maximum of two independent clauses together. Some of the most common correlative conjunctions are either, or just as, so neither, nor, not, but not only, but also, whether, or. The conjunction that we choose has to do with the relationship between the two clauses. For example, either we plant more flowers or we expand our cactus collection. Not only do I enjoy gardening, but also I love singing. Just as baseball is loved in America, so cricket is loved in England. Common errors in compound sentences. Sometimes in compound sentences, there is a common errors like this. Comma splices. I love gardening. I have many cacti. Incorrect. We can correct the mistake by using any methods. I love gardening and I have many cacti. Correct. I love gardening. I have many cacti. Correct. Run-on sentences. She enjoys singing. She has a beautiful voice. Incorrect, missing the proper punctuation. We can correct the mistake by using any methods. She enjoys singing and she has a beautiful voice. Correct. She enjoys singing. She has a beautiful voice. Correct. Next, the third material of this video is complex sentence. Structure of a complex sentence. Independent clause. Key features of an independent clause. Has a subject, who or what the sentence is about. Has a verb, an action or state of being. Examples of independent clauses. She loves reading. Subject. She, verb, loves. Complete thought. The sun is shining. Subject. The sun, verb, is shining. Complete thought. Dependent clause. Key features of a dependent clause. Has a subject, who or what the clause is about. Has a verb, an action or state of being. Examples of dependent clauses. Because I was tired. Has subject I and verb was, but it's incomplete. When the movie ended. Has subject the movie and verb ended, but it's incomplete. Still about complex sentence. Subordinating conjunctions connect a dependent clause to an independent clause, showing relationships between ideas. They include time, after, before, when, while, since. E.g., I will call you after I finish work. Cause and effect, because since, as e.g., she stayed home because she was sick. Contrast, although, though, even though, e.g., although he was tired, he continued working. Condition, if, unless, e.g., I will go if it doesn't rain. Examples of complex sentences. Although he was tired, he kept working. Although he was tired, dependent, plus he kept working, independent. She stayed inside because it was raining. Because it was raining explains why she stayed inside. If you study hard, you will pass the test. If you study hard sets a condition for passing the test. Incorrect sentences and explanations. Because it was raining, so I didn't go to school. Mistake. Using because and so together is redundant. Correction. Because it was raining, I didn't go to school. I sleep when I am tired, and I wake up when the sun rises. Mistake. Two independent clauses should be simplified. Correction. I sleep when I am tired and wake up when the sun rises. If you study hard, you will pass the exam. Mistake. If you study hard is a dependent clause and cannot stand alone. Correction. If you study hard, you will pass the exam. Wow, we arrive at the last material. Compound complex sentence. A compound complex sentence is a sentence containing one or more dependent clauses and two or more independent clauses joined by a conjunction or semicolon. A compound complex sentence consists of independent clauses. These are clauses that can stand alone as complete sentences. Dependent clauses. These are clauses that cannot stand alone as complete sentences. They depend on an independent clause to provide meaning. A compound complex sentence must have at least one dependent clause. Basic structure. Independent clause. 1 plus independent clause. 2 plus dependent clause. Variations. The dependent clause can appear at the beginning, middle, or end of the sentence. This is an example of compound complex sentences. Example. Although I was tired, I finished my homework and I went to bed early. Independent clauses. I finished my homework and I went to bed early. Dependent clause. Although I was tired. Explanation. The sentence starts with a dependent clause that sets the context, being tired, and is followed by two independent clauses that express complete thoughts. Example. Because it was raining, we decided to stay indoors and we played board games. Independent clauses. We decided to stay indoors and we played board games. Dependent clause. Because it was raining. Explanation. The dependent clause explains the reason for the decision to stay indoors, followed by two independent clauses that describe the actions taken. Example. I wanted to go for a run, but since it was too cold, I stayed home and watched a movie. Independent clauses. I wanted to go for a run, and I stayed home and watched a movie. Dependent clause, since it was too cold. Explanation. The sentence presents a desire to run that is thwarted by a condition, the cold, leading to an alternative. Action. For example. While I was cooking dinner, my sister set the table and my brother washed the dishes. Independent clauses. My sister set the table and my brother washed the dishes. Dependent clause. While I was cooking dinner. Explanation. The dependent clause indicates the time during which the other actions, setting the table and washing dishes, occurred. Common errors. In compound complex sentences can be tricky to construct correctly due to their combination of independent and dependent clauses. Here are some examples along with explanations of compound complex sentences. Comma splice error, joining two independent clauses with just a comma. Example, I wanted to go for a run, it was raining. Correction, I wanted to go for a run, but it was raining. Explanation. A comma splice occurs when two independent clauses are incorrectly joined by a comma without a coordinating conjunction. Use a coordinating conjunction, for and nor, but, or yet so, or a semicolon to correct this. Missing comma. Before coordinating conjunction error. Omitting a comma before a coordinating conjunction that connects two independent clauses. Example. I finished my homework and I went to bed early. Correction. I finished my homework and I went to bed early. Explanation. When two independent clauses are joined by a coordinating conjunction, a comma should precede the conjunction to clarify the separation of the clauses. Incorrect placement of dependent clauses, error, placing a dependent clause incorrectly, leading to confusion. Example, I will go to the store if I finish my work and buy some groceries. Correction, I will go to the store if I finish my work and I will buy some groceries. Explanation, each independent clause should have its own subject and verb. The second independent clause is missing the subject I, making it a fragment. Mimamo. Run-on sentences error, failing to properly separate independent clauses, resulting in a run-on sentence. Example: I wanted to go for a run, it was raining so I stayed home. Correction: I wanted to go for a run, but it was raining, so I stayed home. Explanation: run-on sentences occur when independent clauses are not properly punctuated or connected. Use commas and conjunctions to separate them correctly. Good job! We finished all material for this video. Good for you! That's all about our group today. Have a nice day!